Hello everyone, this is Hafizur Rahman Shubha, ID 221093716. Today I will discuss a topic Bangladesh Bank Monetary Policy Fiscal Year 2025 Overview. On July 18, 2024, Bangladesh Bank announced a cautious tight monetary policy. A cautiously tight means the bank wants to regulate the interest rate, increasing or restricting the as money supply. The focus of controlling inflation, exchange rate stability, and financial inclusion is the key objective of this policy. So move forward in next slide. Monetary policy, inflation, and exchange rate maintenance. In fiscal year 2004, Bangladesh Bank maintained a crucial monetary stance to combat high inflation from a peak 11.16% in July 2004 to 9.94% in January 2025. The primary objective of this policy are inflation control, GDP growth, exchange rate stability, implementing a market-based exchange rate system to enhance foreign exchange liquidity. Banking sector reform focusing on reducing non-performing loan strain for NPL and improving governance with the bank sector. And the inflation rate targeting and reducing the inflation to 7 to 8% by June 2025. Uh, we looked at the inflation rate in 2024 is 8 9% above, and policy hold to state repo 8.50 and SDF 7.0%, SLF 10.0%. A significant change compared to the policy. Compared to the MPS for July-December 2024 fiscal year 2005, to the following notable changes have been implemented. A policy rate adjustment, inflation target revision, exchange rate policy, governance reform. So describe each of them. First one is policy rate adjustment. The policy rate was increasing from 8.5% in fiscal year 2005 to 10% in fiscal year H2 2025 to further tight monetary condition. Inflation target revision. The inflation target was adjusted from 6.5% to a range of 7 to 8%. Exchange rate policy. A shift to a market-based exchange rate system was adopted to enhance foreign exchange liquidity and reduce reliance on informal changes. Bangladesh Bank fixed a exchange rate policy, that is a Charling Pay exchange rate system. It is a type of exchange rate where the hybrid it is a hybrid system between a fixed rate and a flexible rate. Government reform. One of the most important factors is governance reform. The central bank initially reformed to improve government in banking sector, including measuring to the addressing high NPL. NPL is stand for non-performing loan. Strengthening banking sector, NPL and PCA framework. Non-performing loan reduction and promote collective auction. Non-performing loan reduction target cut NPL by 10%, State Bank and 5% private bank by 2026. Goal reach at 8% gross NPL ratio with the legislative reform. Prompt corrective action (PCA) effective March 2025 to direct banking risks early, monitor capital liquidity, NPL governance for timely intervention. Monetary policy tools used by Bangladesh Bank. Bangladesh Bank there are several monetary policy in their monetary policy statement, that is policy rate, open market operation, reserve requirement, and liquidity support. First of all, policy rate. A policy rate including repo, SDF, SLF, Repo stands for repurchase agreement, the rate at which commercial bank borrowed from the central bank, currently set at 10%. Another is reverse repo, the rate at which the central bank borrows from commercial bank used to manage liquidity. Another is open market operations such as OMO, buying or selling government securities to regulate monetary supply, cash reserve ratio, CRR, SLR, etc. Open market operation. Open market operation, repo and reverse repo adjusted for liquidity management and reserve requirement. Cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio regulated lending liquidity support. Facilitate like assured and Lombard support systematic stability. Exchange rate management, transactionary to a market-based exchange rate to establish the foreign exchange rate. Suggested policy reform. There are several policy reform given by the Bangladesh Bank. First one is clarify a monetary objective. Second one is reduce direct credit provision. Adopted single policy rate. Strengthened NPL regulation, and last one in enhance financial inclusion. First of all, clarify monetary objective. IMF advised a primary focus on a price stability for transparency. Second is reduce direct credit provision, shift credit to priority sector to fiscal policy for better focus, adopt single policy rate. Also suggested that the policy rate aligning with the global central bank practice is single. Strength NPL resolution, develop Roberts framework for NPL and bank stability, enhance financial inclusion, expand digital financial service and mobile banking coverage, also facilitate all kind of digitalized payment or services. Another conclusion. So conclude this topic, the monetary policy reflect careful inflation control and rate stability. It's mainly working for policy reform and inflation control rate to stable the price and to reform the Charling peg and liquidity tool show the adaptive management. Charling peg means Charling peg exchange rate means the type of fixed exchange rate regime. It is a hybrid system that between a fixed and a flexible exchange rate to effective the exchange rate policy. Suggested reform focus on transparency, efficiency, and inclusion. These steps nurture Bangladesh economy, reliance, and growth. So that's of all.